Actually, so no point. Maybe one side there. You called it out. Did you not hear what I did just now? I'm going to ask you later. Wow. Are you all right? It's a suit. I left it in the car. Everybody, can you get everybody to sort of wind it down a little bit? Cass, we're about ready to start. You good? All right. So I'm Jan, is that wine for me? Well, welcome everybody. Before we get into actual all the introductions and everything, I want to know that I want everybody to know that Randy is in exactly the same form that we would always expect from him tonight. You notice his daughter is not down here. She went to get Randy a drink. I think we're all good. So, little introductions, at least to start with. My name is Mark McKay. I work with Randy at Perdue. There's actually a little backstory there that might come out a little bit later as well. We were kind of, Randy, kind of put together a little bit by Jim.
An arranged marriage.
An arranged marriage. A partnership a little bit. I'll date some of you because you'll laugh when I say this, but we're basically the quintessential odd couple. I like to think of myself as Felix. And I will explain that because if you guys know a little bit about Randy and the fact that sort of Jim put us together. So the background for me is born and raised in California. I live in Colorado. I am an Ivy League educated liberal Eagle Scout. Randy,
That's a knock.
I don't think we line up on any of those lines, do we? But when Randy asked me to do this today, I absolutely said yes, for a lot of reasons that I'm passionate about. One is that obviously I think all of you guys know that he's well deserving of this recognition. It's obviously a cause from a scouting standpoint that I'm passionate about. This community has been great, both to us and our business, and to all the things that Randy does for Purdue and the community as well. So all good stuff. So on behalf of the Delmarva Council, we want to welcome you to this Lower Shore Distinguished Citizen Award reception and ceremony. A big, sort of big mouthful there. You know, it's about Randy, and it's also about the scouting, and I hope that comes out tonight during the presentation as well. One big beer for Randy. Oh, cheers there. So just like a lot of things we do here in scouting, the very first thing we're going to start with is the invocation. I'll ask Kevin Lescollette to come up. He's the director or the YMCA of the Chesapeake.
Thank you. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Would you pray with me? Heavenly Father, I thank you for this evening and for all those in attendance who are here to honor one of our community's remarkable leaders. I thank you for the Boy Scouts of America and its legacy of building strong leaders through programs that provide opportunities to do just that. I pray that this night will not only be a time to honor our great friend Randy Day, but to celebrate the legacy of scouting that is built upon the 12 laws that many of us strive to live each and every day. Trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. Father, bless the food that's already been eaten, that's been prepared for us, and the hands that prepared it. May it nourish our bodies and help us to continue to grow in ways that honor you. In your precious name we pray. Amen.
Sir. So next up, again, something that if you're familiar with what we do in scouting, another thing that we're going to do is bring in the color guard. The honor guards comprised of scouts from the BSA Troop 817. You would come forward and lead us in the presentation of the colors and the Pledge of Allegiance.
Color guard, stand. Color guard, post. Please prepare for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation. Scouts, please prepare for the Scout oath and law. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty, to guide my country, to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. A Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty. Thank you. 2.
All right, hang on, guys. Stop right there. All right, just say your name. Evan, glad you're here.
Yeah.
David, glad you're here.
Matthew.
Great job, guys. All good. Nice job, guys. That's what it's all about. We have a few guests here. They're going to share a few words in honor of Randy Day tonight. I'm going to introduce them. It's Senator Addie Eckert, Senator Mary Beth Carrozza, Delegate Chris Adams, and Wicomico County Council President John Cannon. So I'm going to ask you guys all to come up. maybe say a little kind word, if you don't mind. I'm actually going to give you the hardest thing to do to people in your profession, share a microphone.
That works. Thank you very much. It is indeed a pleasure to be here with you all today to recognize an outstanding person that you all know certainly exemplifies all of the aspects of scouting. And thank you so much for having scouts here. That's what it's all about. So it's great that we highlight our students and our scouts. But Randy Day is certainly through the years exemplified all of those aspects of scouting. And Randy, it's an honor to be here as a recipient of this award in the Upper Shore. It's quite an honor, and it's quite a tribute to the community because all of you participate in being able to raise funds that continue the work of scouting. And in this day and age, what we need is more opportunity for our young people to be involved and for our adults to be involved with them. Our kids were scouts, but they didn't get very far. I think they got all caught up in a Pinewood Derby attention. Yeah, that happens, you know. But now my son and his boys have the opportunity to be very much involved and build up troop from cubs of 7 to a troop in Northern Virginia of about 40 boys. And it's been exciting to watch them all to go on to be eagles. So you all are making a wonderful investment in our future because we know that those scouts go on to be some of our leaders that will take us into the next generation. So Randy, it's an honor for me to be here today to bring you this Senate resolution and to honor you and thank you for being a very wonderful role model and example of all that scouting represents and is. So from the Senate of Maryland, I want to present you this resolution. Be it hereby known to all that the Senate of Maryland offers its sincerest congratulations to Randy Day in recognition of receiving the Lower Shore Distinguished Citizen Award, showing your outstanding service, leadership, and immeasurable contributions to the community. The entire membership of the Senate extends its best wishes on this memorable occasion and directs this resolution to be presented to you on this 18th day of August 2022. God bless you. It's signed by William C. Ferguson, the 4th President of the Senate, myself as the sponsor. God bless you, and thank you so much for doing this.
Back to me, or is it going way down the line?
Pass it right on down the line. If you don't
Oh,
mind,
yeah, no, please do.
Senator Cruz is tied up with Mako. They have a very important event going on down there, but she extends her best wishes and always sends Pat Schroeder to be able to recognize Randy from her perspective. God bless you and thank you. And here's Pat.
Thank you, Ellie. Yes, I am not Mary Beth Cruz. What was your first clue? And she really hates to, any of you who know her know she hates to miss anything, but she is at Mako. And she sends a special hello to Mr. Day, who I said earlier this evening falls in that category of chronic overachievers. I think that pretty much covers. I do have a citation also from the Maryland General Assembly. Be it hereby known to all that sincerest congratulations are offered to Randy Day, Chief Executive Officer of Perdue Farms, in recognition of being selected by the Boy Scouts of America Delmarva Council as the 2022 recipient of the Lower Shore Distinguished Citizen Award. Your leadership and dedicated service have made a lasting impact on our shore community. Presented the 18th of August, and that is signed by Senator Rosa. Even though she could not be here, she sends special wishes. And I don't know, since the age of 12, you've been starting with peaches and apples and strawberries, right?
Try not to tell everything.
Congratulations.
Randy, why don't you stay up here?
I'm gonna stay with John right here.
So I'm Delegate Chris Adams, and I do bring greetings from Annapolis and the House of Delegates. Randy Day represents and embodies all that is right and good about our Eastern Shore. When I was first elected in 2014, one of the first things that I was able to do within the first 5 or 6 months was to tour Perdue Farms. And I told my wife I'm meeting with the president of Perdue Farms, and we did just that. You may recall I got in the pickup truck and we drove to Delaware, looked at the facility. I think we had a chance to go to our hatchery on a separate occasion. But he took the time for somebody like me from the Eastern Shore to understand who Perdue is, what they do, and why it's so very important as a state representative that we get it right. At the same time, in 2020, I remember watching television and the same person, very humble person who shared what he does and why he does it on national TV, talking about this company and how it was going to stand firm in the light of the pandemic. When you went to the grocery store and you saw difficulties in getting supply to people so they can eat. And he was talking to on a national stage on a financial news network. I can't remember which one it was, but it's more important that you understand the same person that took time to talk to me as a representative for the state that was talking to the nation. This is us on the Eastern Shore, firm when we need to be, friendly as we always want to be. And as a Boy Scout honoree tonight with a distinguished citizen, I've done a few of these, Senator Eckhart, we have. And this is one of the most exciting, and I do pinch myself in these occasions because I went through this college, Purdue School of Business. I got my master's here. And when you look back now and say, well, here's a chance to thank somebody like Randy Day, who I know for my 8 years, when I go to Annapolis, the first thing I'm thinking about is how do I make Randy and the Perdue family happy, which is good politics, but it's also good for the Eastern Shore, and we want to be there for you. So Randy, let me just say to you while we're up here, thank you for everything that you do for us, how you represent your company and the family of Perdue Farms, and how you do this for the Eastern Shore. It means the world to me. It makes my job so much easier, and we love you for that. So I'm going to read the citation from the Maryland General Assembly, this official citation. Be it hereby known to all that sincerest congratulations are offered to Randy Day in recognition of receiving the 2022 Lower Shore Distinguished Citizen Award from the Delmarva Council. Your dedicated contributions to agriculture, community service, and education will continue to inspire for generations to come. It is signed by the entire Eastern Shore delegation, Carl Anderton, Johnny Mouse, Cherie Sample Hughes, Wayne Hartman, and myself, Chris Adams. Thank you very much.
Thank you. They asked me to speak and make a presentation tonight, and they did that because they said, John, you've known Randy Day for a long time, and we know you have stories. I saw Randy outside, and Randy reminded me, John, you know, I have stories too. So you're not going to hear it.
That's a deal right there.
But you've demonstrated such an exemplary life of what you've had a chance to live. It's not only by your business, but by your great family that's out here right now. And I tell you, the leadership that you've demonstrated has been a profound leadership, not only in your industry, but in the community as a whole. We appreciate that. I understand that from the perspective of being on the county council every day, and similar to what Chris suggested, you pay attention to those things that are important in your community. And when it comes to you as an individual and the organization, what you've done as a whole, we do pay attention, and we make sure that we try to do what's right, because we know what's right in many times for the people who are leaders in the community is right for the community as a whole. And that's why it's so great to see you here, to be able to share this with you. I used to play football with Randy. You see that? He shares with me how he used to.
It was like defensive line.
It was life changing for him because he said, you know, John, once I managed to overcome the fear of seeing you on the field, that was my life lesson. And I've managed to persevere ever since and overcome everything, every challenge in my life because of that. So
Is he a politician or what?
I also forgot my glasses, so I'm going to try to get as close as I can without too far away. Randy, the County Council of Wycomico County, Maryland. It's with great pleasure that the acting county executive, the members of the Wycomico County Council, extend the certificate of appreciation to Randy Day for being named the Boy Scouts of America Delmarva Council 2022 Lower Shore Distinguished Citizen. Thank you for all you have done and continue to do for our community and for your tireless work and service to the Lower Eastern Shore, signed by the Acting County Executive and the members of the Lycoming County Council. Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you all for that. Unless you want me to, like the Boy Scouts, and have you do your names. Okay. Senator Eckert, Pat, Delegate Adams, Council President Cannon, thanks so much for that. I do have a little bit of a thing I got to admit. I actually had 2 microphones, but we might be able to speed it up if I can give them both. Sorry. Next up, Director of Finance of the Delmarva Council, Boy Scouts of America, Ray Teet.
Thank you, Art. Randy, on behalf of the Delmarva Council of Boy Scouts, we would like to offer our sincere congratulations for this honor this evening. You are joining a crowd of giants of the Lower Shore area who have come ahead of you. One of whom, Dr. Anderson, last year's recipient, is in the room this evening. So welcome, Dr. Anderson. And to everyone, a sincere thank you for the contributions that you've made that will work to support the Boy Scouts across the peninsula in the coming year. And please give yourself a round of applause for all of the effort that you put in. We would like to take a second to call out some advisory board and executive board members who are in the room this evening too. Brian Hurst on our executive board. Brian, raise your hand. See Tom Hershey looking over the wall here in the back on our advisory board. Tom Evans. Tom Evans is on our advisory board also. Cliff Bird, all the way there, looking over the wall also. I would also like to recognize a youth member of our board, Colin Gray, who has wrote down the time. Our CEO and Scout Executive, Robert Nakagawa, couldn't be with us this evening. He got called to a family event, but he did send us a short video, and we would like to play that now.
Aloha, Randy. Thank you for allowing us to recognize you as our 2022 Distinguished Citizen Award recipient for the Lower Eastern Shore. It is a well-deserved recognition for the work you do at Perdue, feeding millions of people around the world. For the volunteer work you do internationally, nationally, and locally. I wish I could be there to celebrate with you, your family, colleagues, and friends, but thanks to technology, I'm able to share a word of appreciation from overseas. I do not know if you realize how much you've impacted our organization and the youth we serve this year. I passionately believe in the mission of the Boy Scouts of America to serve others by instilling the values of the Scout Oath and Law in our youth to make ethical choices over their lifetime. The character education, leadership skills, and values they learn because of our programs make them better citizens, make them better employees, and parents of our great nation. However, no matter how great our mission may be, without the financial resources to carry it out, we'd be like a boat without an engine, sail, or paddle. You've blown away our financial expectations and exceeded our wildest dreams in recognizing you this year as our distinguished citizen. We're able to keep our eyes on the mission of serving youth and starting new units and recruiting more kids. Thank you for allowing us to keep our eyes on the horizon as we navigate past COVID during these trying times. On behalf of the Delmarva Council, Boy Scouts of America, mahalo nui loa, thank you very much, and may God continue to bless you, your family, and your work. Congratulations.
Okay, thank you, everyone.
Great. I think we're going to see you a little bit later on as well. Yeah, all good. Another key part of scouting is sort of the achievement that the boys are able to do during their time in Scouts. And there's no higher rank than that of an Eagle Scout. Nationwide, being an Eagle Scout is really a rare honor. Out of over 33 million Scouts in the USA over the past century, less than 4% have earned the rank of Eagle. It's probably the only thing that a young person can do as a teenager that they can keep putting on their resume for the rest of their life. Probably the only thing they want to admit that they did as a teenager. Not you, Justin. It's notable that Eagle Scouts represent 10% of service academy populations. Eagle Scouts have had a profound impact on American history, and no question, they will continue to play a lasting role in our country's future. If there are any in the room, any Eagle Scouts at all, and I will say this to people just so you really know what I think this means, at least personally, is it's not that you were an Eagle Scout, it's that you are an Eagle Scout. So for wherever you are, whenever you earned it, please stand up and be recognized. Yeah, it's like that for myself.
Thank you.
This evening, we have a young person with us who has earned the rank of Eagle. I'm pleased to introduce you to one of Tri-County District's finest young men. I actually introduced myself to him earlier. His name is Joseph Schwartz. Joseph, you want to come on up? And I will point this out, although I'm certain that he will do this as well, that if you did anything in scouting, or if you really did happen to sort of earn this high rank, you did this all by yourself, right? No help, no family, no anything else like that, right? Did you want to say hi to your mom? She really made this happen. All right, Joseph, all of you.
Thought about standing 30 seconds ago when we did the Eagle Scout stand up thing, but I thought it might be a bit redundant. I'd like to begin by congratulating and thanking Mr. Randy Day for his support of the Department Council of Scouts BSA. Thanks to the support of scouting, I've been able to grow, learn, and succeed in the scouting community and beyond. My scouting journey began all the way back in the first grade as a Tiger Cub over 12 years ago. I made lifelong friends that I keep in touch with today. And I was introduced to many important life lessons of scouting, like be prepared, help other people at all times, and do your duty to God and your country. Upon receiving my arrow of light, I progressed into Scouts BSA and joined Troop 225 in Ocean City. While I was there, I was part of a diverse group with many different perspectives, which taught me how to see the world from different viewpoints. By taking on various leadership roles, like senior patrol leader, I became more confident and effective at expressing myself verbally in front of large groups, which really comes in handy when you're trying to motivate scouts to clean up after a campground barbecue or giving a speech just like this one. Lastly, long-term endeavors like my Eagle Scout project and merit badge packets taught me to appreciate perseverance and delayed gratification. For many, the scouting experience ends at 18. However, as the recipient of the Cook Scholarship, both the lessons and support of scouting are still a part of my everyday life. I already have a degree plan that suits my interests, with a major in mechanical engineering and certificates in aerospace engineering and innovation entrepreneurship. This is in large part due to dozens of merit badges I completed, with my favorite being the engineering merit badge. Engineering, I have found, is loaded with many group projects, just like my Troop 225 days. Thanks to my experiences in Troop 225, like my Eagle Scout project, I am confident, collaborating, and leading, even in the face of setbacks. When I was first asked to speak at this event, I wasn't sure what I could talk about beyond my own experiences in scouting. Mr. Day is in the poultry business, yet I have little knowledge about the poultry industry myself. However, I can relate to the poultry business from the perspective of a very avid consumer. After all, I've eaten plenty more than my fair share of Perdue chicken. This helped me realize that whether it be the nurturing community of scouting, the knowledge of Duke engineering classes, or even something as common and important as chicken, lost my place. The best things in life are often taken for granted. As a young scout, you never give much thought to the economical part of the BSA, nor do you think about where the campground barbecue chicken dinner was sourced. You just know that you're having fun, maturing, and learning. This environment is only possible thanks to the incredible support of people like Randy Day. I'd like to again thank Mr. Day for his support and dedication towards scouting. Thank you all and have a nice evening.
Tell me, were any of the other old scouts out there wanting to remind Joseph that there used to actually be a poultry raising merit badge? Just great job, thank you. Mom too. The next part, from a recognition standpoint, is the reception committee. And that's this sort of group that came together, scouts and the community, and Randy asked some of us to kind of pull together and help bring this about. Recognition for Randy, and certainly the things that we were able to do for the scouts. So if you're here and you're a part of this group, I'd ask you to stand up. Andrea Staub, Tom Hershey, Tom Evans, Mike Levengood, Brian Hurst, Kathleen Mamay, Walter Woods, and I'm standing already. Yep. I have to admit, it was kind of fun to finally see face to face the people that I'd only spoken to over Zoom calls as we were working through this. Well, here's the other part about an event like this. It doesn't happen without the support of all of the donors. So all the people that gave as part of this event, all of the people that advertised as part of this event, who kind of stepped up to underwrite our costs. I'll tell you how sort of down to the wire this went. Brian Hurst and I were walking outside of a grocery store yesterday, I guess it was, Brian, kind of closing the deal on another $1,400 of arm wringing and guilt-ridden sort of giving that we were working so hard to do. I will also say that as late as today, I think Andrea, you were working on this. Salisbury University, anybody here from the university right now? But gave an in-kind gift for all of the food that we had for the reception tonight as well. So yeah, lots of I'm proud to share through this event the honoring of Randy Day. Brian, why don't you stand up real quick? Why don't you shout out the total that we achieved for this group for scouting through this event tonight?
Well, I haven't gotten the most recent total. I was hoping it's more than $115,000 that I know about.
Yeah, I would call out again. I mean, between sort of the connections that we have in the community, the support from all of you, and then also the part from the Perdue family as well. When I say the Perdue family, I mean the extended Perdue family of our associates and those people that we do business with as well. A lot of those we asked to support the scouts and to support Randy through the advertising that they did in the program as well. So if you're here, thank you. A couple of you guys came up and introduced yourselves to me tonight, but super from a support from sort of that greater group that feels that this is exactly the right thing to support these days. So the next thing up, and it's always kind of fun to kind of introduce this part just a little bit. So, and I'm sure it'll happen just a little bit. Randy, you got your family here tonight. Did you want to sort of introduce them? You want me to do it a little bit? How would you like to do that? Did you want to just drink your beer while I do it? Randy's wife Debbie, Randy's daughter Jessie, Randy's son Justin. It's great. Yeah, you can go out loud. Beginning Randy's family, and I'm sure he'll say a little bit of something about it later on, but we all know that Debbie holds everything together. But Jessie is literally educating the youth. Justin is growing the food that all of us eat, and pretty soon we're going to find out from Jake what's going on. Did I do something funny? Did I say people's names wrong? All right, because I could mess that up from time to time. So the other best part about sort of this next person I'm going to introduce is it actually at times really puts Randy in his place. So Randy has lived in this community for 60 plus years. He's worked at Perdue Farms for over 40 years. He is literally the CEO of the company, one of the largest employers here in the state, actually one of the largest employers in the country. And yet in this town, in his hometown, in the place that he was born, right? The place that he still lives and always lived, he is known as Dave's Dad. David.
Well, we do have family here tonight, and Jesse is here, and her boyfriend Eric, and my cousin Chris, and his lovely wife Heather, and Justin is here, and mom, and we're so grateful. We have an extended family that's in the room. I think that the thing that you should all know is that dad's family's everything to dad, and that's the truth. And I think it's easy to forget that. I understood why everybody's laughing, because at first Mark never mentioned me. He got through Mom and Jesse and Justin, and then there was no mention of me. And Justin and Jesse enjoyed that very much. So that's what the laughter was really about. There's certain privilege that gets extended, I think, from working on a defensive line with somebody. And so that's why I find that John Cannon, where is John? Yeah, that's why John Cannon, and I don't even know if John consciously knows this, is the only person in Salisbury who refers to me as Jacob other than my family, who called me Jacob to my face, other than my family. It's Jake to everybody else, but John said, so certain privilege comes from whatever stories you two have, and I don't know most of them, but
I'll tell you later.
all right, okay, offline. So another thing I want to share is that about my dad is that people assume, I think, not only with the job that he has today, but with the job that you all do, and whether it's in sales or QA or R&D, all those jobs are demanding, take a lot of time, and so people probably assume that none of you are present. But I think one of the things that's true throughout Perdue, and maybe just in this community, but I see it throughout Perdue, is that family matters. And so you all show up, and I see it, Jim, I see it with your family, and I know it's true in ours, and I see it with a lot of the families who are here. And so Dad was present, and for a while that meant being present around scouting. And that started with camping trips. Dad was present for those. Justin, who I think you were hopping in a sleeping bag one time, broke your nose. I'm sure you want me to bring that up tonight, but maybe we learned a lesson out of this. Yeah, just to get your arms out. Hopping like a worm or but the point is, Dad was there, not to catch you, but scoop you up after you broke your nose. And so. One of the things that I always think back to is he was there as I rose through the ranks, as I rose all the way to Life Scout and then quit. And sure, there's definitely a lesson in there. But one of the things I know is I'm going to start a society of Life Scouts that quit before we ever attain to No, I'm kidding. It's an incredible thing. It's an incredible thing, and you should be proud of yourselves. So he was there through all those nights and those mundane trips, and but sometimes they got more exciting, particularly when we went on family camping trips. We didn't just tent camp; we did that for years. Then Mom and Dad, Dad started making big bucks and got a pop-up camper. Let me tell you this: I learned a couple things about pop-up campers. One, you're going to sleep in tight quarters. It's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to smell like mildew. Two. This I know about pop-up campers is that they're a real pain to open. I don't know that from firsthand experience, but I know that from the words I learned from and the third thing is that they don't open, and you cannot set them up unless it is thundering and lightning. And it's a one-man job. Don't try to help. Just stay out of the way. It's a one-man job. It's a one-man job. But Justin and I, we never helped because we knew better. We knew it was a one-person job. We didn't want to get in the way. Yeah. So he's a patient man. That's true. And a humble man. I know he doesn't want any fanfare, but I think here he is, a humble man who's a preacher's son and an emotional man. I hope you don't mind my saying that, but just make him a Father's Day card, from his daughter. That'll get him. Just like talking about it. without a given. But here's what I also want to say is that, and Mark and I didn't coordinate any of this, but I would say this. You're not Jake Day's. You are, but you're not. I'm Jake Day's. I'm Randy Day's son, and we're your kid. And we're proud to be your kids, and we want to honor your legacy by trying to emulate those things that we love about you. But know this: I'll never be half the man you are, and which is why I've never tried. So, I love you, Dad, and congratulations on this award and all you did for the Boy Scouts through this effort.
So I'm going to introduce somebody real quick. I know just a little bit of recognition, but Andrea Staub is our Director of Corporate Communications at Perdue. She really helped us with all this, the event that we pulled off today. Thanks for all the help. But she handed me this just before the event tonight, which is a special press release from the Boy Scouts of America. They're going to announce this tomorrow, and it's great that we got this sort of before they make it known publicly. And the press release says that merit badges, if you don't know a lot about scouting, merit badges sometimes come in bundles. The citizenship merit badges, citizenship in the community, citizenship in the nation, citizenship in the world. The crafts are bundled together, the sports are bundled together. The Boy Scouts of America is pleased to announce that there is a new category, a new collection of official merit badges honoring Randy Day. The first new merit badge that they are going to announce is called Dad's Church. In parentheses, it's only for children of pastors. And the only requirements are that every time you talk to somebody or introduce yourself to somebody or meet anybody, you have to explain them in relationship to whether or not they attended your father's church. Special bonus points if you go to the Church of God in Salisbury, Maryland. The second merit badge that they are pleased to announce is called Past My Bedtime. The requirements for Scouts on Past My Bedtime are you have to wait at 3:30 in the morning. You have to be at the gym by 4. You have to badger your friends to also show up at 4. You have to complain about all the gyms that don't open by 4. And then the best, I think his family will appreciate this as well, for the future Scouts that want this merit badge, you have to turn into a pumpkin at 8:30 at night and fall asleep wherever you are, regardless of the situation. So there's more to the collection of Randy Day merit badges. Next merit badge is called Hunt and Fish with Randy. The first requirement for Scouts are to build a deer stand. Only no, that would be good for Scouts too, the beer stand. That's my stand. Build a deer stand. The only requirement is the deer stand needs to be larger than the house the Scout is currently living in. You have to fill a freezer with meat that your family and friends refuse to eat. Forget about catch and release. That's too humane. You have to learn the basic tenets of fillet and release, as practiced by Randy Day. And the last thing you have to do, the Scout has to pass a test to demonstrate. Is there anybody here from DNR or fishing? Because the Scouts have to pass a test to demonstrate evasion techniques of DNR and Fish and Game. So the Boy Scouts of America actually saved the last merit badge for what I think is the best. It's a merit badge called Learn to Love a Liberal. Scouts are going to be exposed to new ideas like global warming, real elections, and the fact that other people can have their own valid opinions. Scouts will have to learn about NPR. Sidelight here, I was the one that taught Randy that NPR did not stand for Not Pertinent for Republican. Scouts will have to recognize that there are more than 4 letters in the word environmentalist. Scouts will be exposed to new concepts like empathy, compassion, and having a conscience. And the one that Randy will really struggle with, because I've been coaching him on how to attain this badge, even all these years after the fact. He has to pick a liberal politician and name 5 good things about them. Now, I will point out that the Scouts added one qualifier here. For California, for Scouts that are in California and Massachusetts, there's a companion merit badge called Republicans for People Too. Just for you, Randy. So we're coming to the part of the program. It's audience participation. And you guys have heard this already. Okay, it's happening twice. You guys, I noticed that while we were doing the oath and the law, lots of people were looking over, instead of watching the Scouts, you were watching the me to make sure that Mark actually remembered these things from back in the day. But I want you to raise your hand. I want you to think about Randy when I say these words, okay? And raise your hand if you believe, raise your hand if you believe that these words represent Randy. First word is trustworthy. Turn around, Randy. Loyal.
Oh, yeah, now you raise your hand.
Helpful. Friendly. Courteous. Kind. Obedient. Debbie put her hand down. Cheerful. Thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. And Randy, I say that because I know sometimes you tell little jokes or little asides about sort of your foray into scouting. And yet, look, I don't think anything represents or anybody represents scouting any better than you do. And the fact that everybody had in this room had their hands up when we said those 12 words, I think speaks a lot about you. Thank you. So Randy, come up. Ray, why don't you come back down? And we're going to do the real thing. We're going to formally present Randy for his honor.
Randy, your contributions to the community are many, and we are very pleased and proud to present you the Delmarva Council of Boy Scouts of America, Randy Day, with the Lower Shore Distinguished Citizen Award 2022.
Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you. First of all, isn't it wonderful that we're all together in person? Yeah, no, I think that's the best part of this. I want to say thank you to a bunch of folks. First, my wife. My reason for being. My kids, Jesse, Eric, not my kid, but Jacob, Justin. I claim Christopher and Heather as my kids. I hope that's okay. We've been doing that a long time. I want to thank the folks, the Boy Scouts and the Delmarva Council for this honor. I want to thank the Perdue folks that worked diligently. Andrea, Mark, Brian, Mike Levengood, and all the others. You know, we took this on as a challenge. This is not about me. This is about, supporting the Scouts and raising funds for the Scouts who were in need of funds. And our team jumped in, and the Boy Scouts gave us a goal, and we said, well, we're more than double that, and we did. And you guys did a great job. So everybody that worked on that, thank you very much. I want to thank Perdue. I want to thank Jim. One of the things that's kept me there almost closing in on 43 years is our values. And there's a line in our values that talks about we will honor our civic responsibilities. And we support that. So people, wherever they are, whether in Salisbury, Maryland, or Lewiston, North Carolina, or Petaluma, California, wherever it is, we embrace and honor and pursue our civic responsibilities. And that's what this is. I love this community. I really do. Jay's not the only one. By the way, it was Palmer who said, when he first got elected, you're doomed forever to be known as Jake's dad. But this community, I absolutely love it. It is not perfect. We all know that, but it's ours. And it's ours to work on and make it better than it is. It's not somebody else's. Well, what are they going to do about it? It's us that have to elevate this community. And it's a wonderful one, but to make it even better than it is. So I'm just delighted and humbled by this honor. And, thank you all for being here. It is kind of like church, though. I noticed when I walked in, it's like a Baptist church. Everybody's in the back. In my father's church, he would call Dad, Frank, get up here. But thank you all for being here. Thank you for your support of this effort. It's been fantastic. And, the good news or bad news is somebody will be back next year trying to get you up again. So thank you. And this is my partner in crime. He really is. And when Jim threw us together, I remember arguing with Jim at Panera Bread. I don't want to work. And I have to tell you, it's been one of the best experiences of my life. So.
It's a great honor, Randy. I do want to point this out to all of you. Look around, right? To all of us that are in this room. We made this happen for these Boy Scouts, and there are 10,000 boys and girls, cool to be able to say that part, that are involved in scouting just here in the Delmarva Council. And the support from all of you that you did through the recognition for Randy is going to make great things happen for all of them in the future as well. So thanks for participating. Travel safe. Thanks for being here. Good night.